So, excellent. Judges are ready. Let's move on to our next presenter, Stephen Farnworth from Te Awamutu, and he is from the Faculty of Law. The title for the thesis, Civil Liability for Marine Pollution from Offshore Drilling in New Zealand. Aren't we prepared for the legal fallout from a Deepwater Horizon-sized oil well blowout? Stephen's thesis, somebody's already got the answer. No. Like that. You don't need to do it, Stephen. It's all... No, we've solved it. It's... Stephen's thesis, anyway, just decided he would go through it and explore the international liability and compensation models to find the answers. Would you please give a very warm welcome to Stephen Farnworth?
In 2010, I was working as a social studies teacher at a local high school when a young boy asked me, "Sir, what's the most important thing to have happened this year?" And I replied, the Deepwater Horizon incident. But less than 18 months later, New Zealand would be suffering its own oil pollution disaster as the Rena was torn to pieces on the Astrolabe Reef. The two incidents happening so close together have raised grave doubts about the merits of offshore oil exploration, while at the same time making us realise that perhaps our liability systems might be out of date. Right now, New Zealand is vigorously promoting oil exploration in waters up to twice as deep as those which claim the Deepwater Horizon. We are promised that with the right world-class regulations, drilling can be done safely. We are promised revenues of up to $10 billion in the next 10 years. We are promised that the risks are slight and that if a well does blow out, it can be capped in just 2 weeks. But if incidents like Deepwater Horizon, Piper Alpha and the Montara teach us anything, it is that accidents can happen any time, regardless of the regulations. They can take months to stop, years to clean up, costing hundreds of millions, if not tens of billions of dollars. So are we truly prepared for the legal consequences? New Zealand has adopted international civil liability conventions designed for oil tanker spills. Ship owners are held strictly liable up to set limits. They must maintain insurance up to those limits. And there is an international compensation fund providing up to $1 billion in additional damages. This system is excellent. It's fast, it's practical, it's comprehensive. It does not apply to oil rigs. So if an oil well blows out in New Zealand waters, there will be no international compensation fund to save us. The only financial guarantee that oil drillers are required to provide is $26 million worth of insurance. And that has to pay for capping the well, cleaning up the oil, and paying for lost profits to fishing and tourism businesses. Marine life itself has no intrinsic value. So if an accident were to wipe out an entire species, there would be no financial repercussions. So, what are the alternatives? In 2014, I'll be travelling to the University of Bremen in Germany, where I'll spend a year studying the latest EU directives. I'll use law and economics theories to compare these with US and New Zealand law in my search for a solution. It seems to me that the best systems globally combine strict limited liability with mandatory insurance and a comprehensive compensation fund. But the government is gambling on a huge return in petrodollars. It is so certain in the ability of its regulators to prevent all accidents that it's given no thought to the problems of legal liability. My thesis will provide practical solutions, but only if there's a political willpower to see it through. So let us remember the Rena and those oily black waves. It's not good enough to simply cross our fingers and hope for the best. We must, in our vigilance, be prepared for the very worst. Thank you.
Stephen Farnworth, did that agree with what you had in your head? Is you're happy with that thesis? Is that good? Okay, that's good. It is a bit terrifying doing deep drilling off Kaikoura, I have to say.